One of the worst decisions my husband and I made has been to sign up for a timeshare.
Those people that sell these timeshares, they do not care about you.
A timeshare is just prepaying for vacations you may not even want to take at a property you don't control.
She couldn't get me to sign up, so they brought the other guy over. He couldn't get me to sign up, so then they brought the other guy over. Then he insulted me by saying, "Oh, can you just not afford it?"
So story time, because I went to Cancun last month, and I don't want y'all to do this when y'all go out of the country or go to a hotel and they try to offer you this shit.
Hey, in my opinion, timeshares are legal scams. All right, that's just how I feel about it. So in this video, we're going to talk everything timeshare. We're going to talk about the different sales tactics they use, to how people regret buying the timeshares in the first place, to how hard it is to get out of the timeshare, and some other stuff. So stick around with me. It's gonna be a good one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it.
So basically, I stayed at the Reef 28 in Playa del Carmen, which is 30 minutes from Cancun. It was nice. It was downtown. The service was good. The room was nice. But they have these agents, like these sales agents or whatever, for this club called Leading Vacation Club, which is also another word or a name for timeshare. If you know what timeshare is, then yeah, you get where I'm going. If you don't, basically they tell you you have a membership. If you like to travel a lot, you get the best hotels, go to the best resorts, and you can save money basically. Like, it's a vacation club. Like, if you vacation a lot, if you travel a lot, you get the best rooms, best rates. You don't pay nothing but a small percentage, which sounds good. Sounds like you saving money. Like, I'm looking at the price when I signed up. I'm like, I'm down with it. So basically, I get to my room. We go back downstairs. The dude tell us, if you listen to my coworker for 90 minutes for breakfast tomorrow, just listen to him for 90 minutes. You don't have to sign up for anything, but if you do it, you get free massages, free activity on us, like all this good stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's nothing. We can listen to him for an hour and a half and, you know, eat by the beach, you know, because it was nice. It was a nice view. So that happened. So we end up signing up because I'm like, I got the money and it's cool. Like, it sounds good. Like, I'm going to be saving money. If I'm going to go on like 6 trips a year and I'm going to save this much, only pay a percentage because I'm with this club and I get to bring my friends too, I'm going to sign up. But what they didn't tell us, it was a timeshare for real. Like, you gonna want you will try to sign up, or you will try to get these best rooms or the best looking rooms, and it could be bought out. It could be sold out. Like, there's people that don't have vacation clubs or memberships that can just book the room. Like, there's nothing like obligated to you. There's nothing that's gonna be for you. Like, they lie. It's a whole bunch of stuff, but you gotta do your research, basically. But yeah, I feel like I'm wasting my money. Like, they didn't tell us it's still gonna be like little small fees, maintenance fees. I gotta pay this monthly, this and that. There was a lot of stuff they didn't tell me, so I'm trying to get my refund. And it's been a month now. Like, they keep telling me, oh, we gotta get the receipt for a refund. We still have to cancel it. All this and that. So I'm leaving basically a review. Like, when you go anywhere out of town, not just this place. It's called Leading Vacation Club, and I stayed at the Reef. Remember that. They have 3 other places too. But they're over a lot of hotels, so be careful. But anytime they're trying to get you to sign up, make sure you do your research, because it may work for you depending on your, you know, money and stuff like that, your budget. But do your research, because
in my opinion, it doesn't work for real. In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense. Now, she said she was able to cancel, and the recording of this video, she said she was waiting on the refund. But in the comments, she said she ended up getting the refund. Let me see. I guess about 2 months or a month and a half after she canceled, or after she uploaded this video. Yeah, about a month and a half after she uploaded this video. So that's how long it took to get it back. And she said she canceled within 5 days, because there's a window. There was a 5-day window you had to cancel, and she was able to cancel within those days. Luckily. But, you know, if anything is too good to be true like this, like, why would this resort give me, this popular resort or whatever, why would they give me this vacation at a discount? It doesn't make any sense. It has to be a catch, and there's always a catch, especially with timeshares. There's always
The timeshare meeting for the free staff only, but the salesman gets salty when you put your foot down.
No, so I did this twice with Hilton for Vegas, and it was literally a calendar year from each time. So long story short, the second time, the lady called herself getting mad at me because I'm already like instantly like upon entry, like this ain't finna be y'all can say whatever y'all want. So long story short, the second lady comes up and she's trying to convince, because they like, once you really firm, they send the big manager to come in like they finna do something. So she ended up trying to say like, oh, you can just get the credit card. And I'm like, now it's not the time. Like, you know, now mind you, like, and I was making up anything, but I wasn't making up lies. Like I was telling the truth. So like this lady like, oh, well, if now is not the time, when is the time? I'm like, well, I'm not sure because my brother was just in an accident, you know, whoop, this, that, and the third. And then this lady gonna have the nerve to tell me like, well, a year ago when you came, was he in an accident then? Yes. And if you know, you know. Yes, he was. So now she's sitting there looking like, well, what well can I go?
This proves that they just they're just talking to as many people as they can talk to try to convince them to buy this timeshare. They're talking to as many people as they can. They don't care. They know he came last year or the previous year. They know that. They know he said no. And they still try to pull him in and get him to buy it this year. Because they don't, you know, it's strength in numbers for them. So the more people that they pull in there, the more chance they'll get the little yeses that they get. And they can make their money.
I gotta get something off my chest. Okay, one of the worst decisions my husband and I made recently has been to sign up for a timeshare at Myrtle Beach. But they presented it to us in such a way that we were like, oh my God, this is gonna be good for the family. And it turned out to be a fucking scam. Hilton Grand Vacations, stay the hell away from them, okay? Don't accept no 2-day offer. Don't go sit in no 2-hour presentation. Just stay the hell away, okay? Just pay the extra money and go to a hotel and stay there on your own. And don't be bothered with these people, because the maintenance fees alone are ridiculous. They went up on our maintenance fee the first year by $2,000. It increased $2,000. That's ridiculous. Needless to say, we got a lawyer. We getting the hell up out of there.
Yeah, from the research I've done, those maintenance fees are a problem. They don't tell you about the maintenance fees when you sign up, you know. But even after you pay it off, however many years you're paying on it, anywhere between $8 to $12 to $1,500 a month, whatever it is. Even after you finish paying, which is probably I think around 30 years, you still have maintenance fees and other fees that you have to pay every year in order to reserve your spot for that 2 weeks or whatever a year. It's stupid.
I need some input on anybody who has ever sat through a timeshare presentation. So my boyfriend and I paid $100 for a Westgate 3-night, 4-day stay in Orlando. And the caveat being is that we have to sit through a 90-minute presentation. Now I know they're going to try to sell us. I know that they'll probably try to get us to stay longer than 90 minutes, whatever. I'm not really worried about all that, like, because it's not like we're getting promised park tickets if we sit through the presentation. Like, we already paid the $100, so if we sit through the 90 minutes, like, whatever, we already got our room, you feel me? But this is where I'm afraid they're getting me. So they, you know, did the verification process, our age, our address, blah, blah, blah. I'm 27. My dude's 35, all right? So we had to sign a confirmation, summary or whatever, an initial next to each numbered line. And one of the number lines that we had to initial next to was saying that everybody, as far as the adults, is between like age 28 and 68, something like that. And I'm like, well, I am not 28 years old. But they already like asked my age, they verified us, they qualified us, so what, like, you know? So at the bottom of the confirmation, it says that if you fail to meet the qualifications, that you'll be charged the full $500 amount. And I'm like, they already qualified me, they told me whatever. So I called and I'm like, I don't want to initial next to this if it's not true, but you guys already qualified me, like I'm 27, but I'm being told to initial that it says I'm 28. And the guy I spoke to was like, no, I already put it in your file, everybody knows you're 27, everybody you talk to, they know that you're 27. He's like, the actual age only is 25. And I'm like, so are you telling me to still initial here saying that I'm 28 though? And he's like, yeah, just do it. So I don't know. It's not like we're being promised park tickets to sit through the presentation. Like, we basically got the discounted room and then we have to sit through the presentation, which that's not the issue. Like I said, my dude will be the bad guy. He'll tell them no, whatever. I'm just afraid that we're gonna get there, tell them no, they're gonna get pissed off, and then they're like, oh, well, wait a second, you're 27, you don't qualify, so now you owe us $500.
Exactly. That's what they're going to do. Like any contract you sign, never take a handshake deal. When somebody says, I know the contract says this, but you know, we ain't gonna go by that. I'm gonna give you this over here. Like, no, they're lying. If it's okay, if you're gonna actually give me that, what you say, put it in the contract. Put it in the contract. What's the problem with putting it in the contract if you're going to give it to me? You know what I mean? That's how, you know, the two brothers who sold McDonald's back in the day, that's how they got gypped out of billions of dollars. Okay? Because they had a handshake deal with the dude and he didn't comply with it. He just went with what the contract says. So, you know, they setting you up. A lot of these people get paid just to get you in the meeting. They get paid. That's their goal, to get you in the meeting. They don't care how they get you there. They will lie to get you in this meeting because that's how they get paid. So, yeah, he's setting you up.
How are you today, Mrs. Timeshare?
Good.
How long are you doing this for?
About 10 years.
10 years?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Are you recording me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you Polish?
No, I'm Croatian.
Croatian.
Yeah.
How much money could you make selling timeshares a year?
I don't sell, I just schedule appointments. So
How
sales
much
is
can you
done.
make? How much can you make scheduling appointments?
How much I make?
How much
100K.
could you make?
100K.
100K just to schedule an appointment?
Correct, sir.
Wow. Starting salary, or you have to hit numbers?
Yes.
You have to hit numbers?
Yes.
How many people do you have to send for an appointment to make 100K?
How many people? It's not really how many people because we offer different gifts here and different gifts have different incentives. So I cover the part of the gift.
Average amount. How many people do you have to set up to do a showing or appointment?
About 25 a month.
So 25 a month to get 100K.
Correct, sir.
Wow. Direct with Club Wyndham or a third-party company?
Club Wyndham, directly.
Direct?
Yes.
You like your job?
I love my job.
Why is that?
I love sales.
You love sales?
I was born as a saleswoman.
Wow.
I don't even like that laugh. I'm sorry. You might be a great person, man. I don't like salesmen, period. You know, car salesmen, TV salesman, I don't care. Furniture salesman, I don't care. I don't know. it's just something about it. I always think you're lying to me if you're trying to sell me on some stuff. But yeah, she just get paid 100K to get people in the meeting. At least 25 a month. That's easy, especially when you're giving away free gifts and you can lie. Like, that's easy. She make her money easy, and it's probably more than 100K. Because I guarantee you she get more than 25 people to go into this thing a month. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. But she did say further on in this video, she only worked 5 days a week. Yeah, I guarantee you she get more than 25 people in there a month.
I need to know if anyone's ever had a positive experience with a timeshare presentation. So the other day I get a call and they're like, hey, we want to give you 4 days, 3 nights for $199 for you and a +1, including taxes. It comes up to $225 for the entire trip. All you have to do is sit for a 2-hour timeshare presentation at some point during your trip. Immediately I'm like, no, we don't do timeshare presentations over here. But then I was like, we do want to go on some trips this year. And one of the locations that the lady mentioned was on our list of places to go. So I was like, $225 for 4 days, 3 nights. And all I got to do is give you 2 hours of my time. Let me talk to my partner. Because obviously we're not making any decisions without our partners. The lady is like, no, I can't let you off the phone without paying for it. Okay, girl, then I'm not paying for it. Earlier in the conversation, she said, oh, by the way, we did get some feedback that our timeshares were a little aggressive. So now we've pulled back. That sounds awesome. Now I don't even have to worry about y'all doing too much. I tell her, like, I need to talk to my partner. And she says, oh, yeah, I run everything by my wife, too. I completely understand. You really trying to make this sale. Is there a number that I can call you back on? Now she's getting agitated. She's like, no, this is just an outbound call. You can't call me back. I was like, okay, well, can you email me the offer? Like, how do I make sure that you get credit? I'm actually trying to help the lady out. Anyway, she started getting a little aggressive on the phone. And I was like, see, this the problem right here. Because if this how you acting on the phone where I can hang up on you, when I get there in person, how are the people going to act? So I just need to know, has anyone ever had a positive experience with going to a 2-hour timeshare presentation?
No. That's your answer. No. Because either it's stressing them out and they don't sign on to the timeshare and they wasted their time, which is usually longer than what they say it's going to be, or they signed on to the timeshare and they signed on to a contract that they eventually regret. So either way, it's it's a no. But saying you can't call me back, saying you got to decide right now, that's just a tactic that all salespeople use in most industries. That's it. If you see these people online, especially on TikTok, trying to sell you into this program that you could make a lot of money, they always make it seem like it's a limited amount of people. Like, today I'm only signing up 8 people today. So, get in if you're interested, DM me or whatever. But goodness well, if they say they're only signing up 8 people, but if 22 people hit them up, they're going to sign up all 22 people. All right. It's just a sales tactic. It's not real. In anything, if anybody tells you you have to make a decision right now, you can't call me back, make it right now, right now, it's some BS. All right. Let's go.
Wait, everybody put their hand in. We ain't buying shit on 3. 1, 2, 3. We ain't buying shit.
Everybody's doing great.
We trying to get that free 2 day, 3 night. What is it?
Free. Already got it.
2, 3.
Oh, okay.
Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Now I think.
But we have less meaningful connections in our lives. Run to meetings, skip meals. So it's time to ask yourself, is this overworked, under vacation way of life really a way to live at all? Or are you ready to live?
Grandma, why did you sign the timeshare thing?
I don't know.
They got her. Oh man, they got her. I'm gonna tell you, the tactic, part of their sales tactic is also to go after older people. That's what it is. That's when scammers call your phone, send you emails, they're hoping it's an older person on the other line because they say they're the easiest to fool in situations like this. So you gotta make sure your older relatives ain't signing up for no BS. But they gotta.
If there's any big advice I can give y'all is to never get a timeshare. Do not ever get a timeshare. Those people that sell these timeshares, I specifically got mine when I was in Vegas. They do not care about you and stuff, which is fine. I had a phone call with them this morning and I was just like, hey, I've been paying this off for 4 to 5 years, right? $310, which is about, like if you multiply it by the year, like the months I paid and stuff, that's almost about 14,000, right? And the timeshare is 15,000. So I go and look and I see this balance that I still owe like 12,000. And then I looked at like, what's going on? I've been paying like $310, right? and I see the interest rate. The interest rate is $210.
A month?
I've only been paying like less than $100 a month, and I feel like I'm doing one of those things where you pay the minimum payment of $25 on a $50,000 loan. You will always be in debt for life, okay? So I put myself in a weird situation because I was really impulsive 4 years ago by buying the timeshare, but they got me, y'all. They got me. So my focus is to pay off that timeshare, but that is my biggest advice today to y'all, because I know, y'all are going to get, y'all are going to be tapped in with like bigger money and stuff. But if, you're looking for an investment, timeshares are not investments.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to the contracts that you agree to and that you sign. You know, buying a car is the same thing. The interest on it, you can't make minimum payments on whatever it is. I'm not gonna lie. I purchased a car in January. Got a car loan. They got me. They did, but I knew when I was signing up they had me because I was in a pinch where I needed a car, like literally that day. Like I needed one that day, and they got me. So I have to do what I have to do to not pay the minimum payment every month to make it a little cheaper for myself in the long run. But yeah, pay attention to these contracts, man.
How much money can someone make in the timeshare industry? It's pretty much unlimited, just like in general real estate. It all depends on how much you sell, what your volume is. But the commissions and the comp plans are much, much higher than commercial or residential. And the good thing about it is the leads are given to you. The people literally come to you. There's no legwork. You don't have to search them out. You don't have to advertise yourself. They literally come to you. There are companies having comp plans 12 to 18%. So on average, what someone is making, I would say 300 to 500, up to a couple million. It just depends on where you are in the industry, how much you sell, what comp plan you're on, and obviously your skill set.
300 to 500,000 up to a couple of million. Dang. Just if the people selling it are making millions, just imagine what the hotel or the resort is making off of you buying this timeshare. That's crazy. And I think timeshare industry is like a couple $billion industry or something like that. I'll research it exactly what it is and put it on the screen right now. But yeah, it's a big business. So they be getting a lot of people. Y'all don't fall for this mess, man.
Timeshares are one of the worst financial decisions you could ever make. They're not an investment. They're a money trap designed to drain your wallet while giving you absolutely nothing in return. First off, you don't own anything. You don't own shit. A timeshare is just prepaying for vacations you may not even want to take at a property you don't control on dates you can't always choose. That's not ownership. It's a lifetime subscription to frustration. And let's talk about the cost. You're paying thousands up front, usually $20,000 or more, plus annual maintenance fees that go up every single year, whether you use the timeshare or not. Oh, and trying to sell one? You can forget it because there's no resale market because no one wants your overpriced, restrictive vacation crap. People are actually practically giving them away for $1 online, and even then no one's biting. And here's the kicker. If you took that same money and put it into investments, let's say a Roth IRA, index funds, mutual funds, you'd actually build wealth over time. And you'd have the freedom to vacation when and where you want, instead of being tied to one overpriced spot. Bottom line is, timeshares are an absolute scam. They're a financial black hole, a terrible investment, and a lifelong freaking headache. Don't waste your money.
Yeah, like it don't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Like we'll take the guy earlier who said when he talked about him paying it off and he didn't actually pay as much towards it as he thought, but he was only paying $300 a month. So just take that $300, put it in a savings account, and then the 1 or 2 times you want to go on vacation a year, you got the money and you could go purchase the vacation? Why? I don't understand it. Why would I pay you monthly for something I'm not using? You know what I mean? Everything I pay monthly, like I pay my car payment every month. I use it all the time. You know, I got these streaming services I pay for every month. I use it. I pay this electric bill every month. I use it every month. You know what I mean? Why am I going to pay monthly for something I'm not using monthly? And I can't use monthly, even if I wanted to in some of these. That's just stupid.
I just learned that my neighbors literally can't even afford to move into their assisted living home that they need to go to because they are being basically scammed. I'm by the World Mark, by Windermere, pyramid scheme timeshare. Okay, not going to sugarcoat it. That's what I think it is. We went over there. They're probably early 80s, and he gets around pretty good still. She unfortunately has had some health problems. Okay, and I know that they have been like on a wait list for like an assisted living place. So he was outside the other day. My daughters really like him. So we went over there, was chatting with him. And I said, oh, like, when do you guys think you're going to get to go? And he goes, oh, actually, like, we can go now. Like, they have an opening for us, but we can't really afford it yet. He goes, you know, like the timeshare thing. Well, we got kind of sucked into one a couple years ago, and we've only gone like once. And he goes, we pay like $1,200 a month. He goes, did you know that like when there's other people there and like the people that buy it can't stay, like they rent them out? I was like, oh yeah, like I get that, you know, like on Airbnb or VRBO, if you're paying for the timeshare, but if you are not going during your designated time that you can stay, you rent it out, you put it on one of those sites, and then somebody else can rent and you get a little bit of your money back. He goes, oh, well, we didn't know that. So we haven't been doing that. And so we've been paying $1,200 a month, and we've only gone like once or twice. And now we can't afford to move into our assisted living home because they have $1,200 a month going to this stupid timeshare. And I know it's like a legit business, but I literally think it's a scam. Okay, I get it that like, yes, you get your like timeshare allotted, like, but I think they're like preying on mostly older people probably, and they're preying on people who don't get that you could rent out the things. And yeah, oh, that's just how it works. Like, but is that what we want? Do we just want these companies making like a ginormous amount of money on scams, kind of on being a little bit deceiving to people, to real people like my neighbors? Now my neighbors can't afford to move into an assisted living home that they need to go to because like his wife is having health troubles. Like he can't afford it because they're paying $1,200 a month to this stupid timeshare that didn't disclose all of even the information, that didn't technically tell them, oh yeah, like, did you know that if you aren't paying for it, you can rent it out? Like, why do they care? They don't.
No, they don't care because they're betting on you not going on vacation. They're betting on you not going on vacation. Okay, that's why they have all these blackout dates, and on some of these you can only go certain times. Okay, but even if you get your 2-week time slot or slot, but you can't go, so you sell that. Basically a vacation, you're selling a vacation to somebody else to use your 2-week time slot. Okay, so now you done made the money that you paid that month. Like they was paying $1,200, so you rent it out for a week for $1,200, or even $1,500. You tell people, hey, it costs you $1,500 to stay there for this week. Okay. You made your money back for that month plus $300, but you're still paying for the other 11 months. How does that benefit you? I have seen no benefit in this, like zero benefit.
I can usually tell people are bullshitting me from a mile away, but you timeshare presentation sellers are on another freaking level, man. I get caught every time. Like, so long story short, this lady comes up to me, gives me a compliment, I give a compliment back, and we just start casually talking. I'm a yapper. I love making friends, right? And I'm also a lover of knowledge. So we're just talking. She's sharing all these really cool travel hacks, travel stories, whatever. After I give her my entire life story about how much I love to travel, where I love to travel, and the things I like to do when I travel, she's like, I might have something for you. This girl reaches over, gets her iPad, and like 20 minutes later, I spent $150 on a timeshare presentation. Yep. And I left that interaction, and I think about it to this day. I'm like, I thought I was making a friend. I thought I was bonding with somebody, okay?
Do you know how hard it is to make friends as an adult? And then I come into contact with these people? Like, come on.
Wow. MLMs use that same tactic. People who in MLMs use the same tactic. Walk up to you in Target, give you a compliment, and then it goes from there. Wow. I didn't know they got that desperate too. But these people right here just got to get you to the meeting. That's how they get their money. So, wow, that's crazy.
If you at some point in your life bought a timeshare, now you don't even use it anymore, and you desperately want to get rid of it, know that the scamsters are everywhere trying to cheat you when you try to dump that timeshare. Drug cartels are now getting involved in the timeshare resale scam business. Allegedly, it's more profitable for them than it is smuggling drugs. That tells you how much money they're stealing from people, saying, oh, that timeshare, we're going to get it sold for you. We just need this money from you up front, and they steal from you. And that hole you're dug in with that timeshare, you dug it even deeper by getting conned.
So it's like the easiest people to scam are the people who've already been scammed. So you got scammed by signing that contract for this timeshare. And now it's easy for another scammer, to come in and say, I can help you get out of that scam. Just pay me money and we'll do it for you. You know what I mean? Like, there are some legitimate companies who will help you get out of your timeshare, but you got to do your research on the company and see if they're legitimate and they're not trying to scam you. But man, just don't sign up for the timeshare to begin with. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So I have this client last week, she enrolled with us, bought her Hilton timeshare about 3 months ago. Every single time she tried to book vacation, nothing's available, ever. So, and then there's a specific resort she wanted to go to, and she's trying to book it far in advance like they told her to, nothing's available, ever. And then she went online, Google search, she was just looking for that same resort. Guess what? She found that same resort for $230 a night. She was able to book it online, the same 2-bedroom suite that she wanted to book. It was online. She could buy it cash for $230 a night for a full week. Nothing's available through Hilton. This lady's paying over $6,000 a year for this Hilton timeshare that she just bought that she can't use, but you could go book it online cash for $230 a night.
That's what they do. They already got your money. $6,000 a year. What's that? $500 a month. We already got your money. Now we're gonna sell it to somebody else. Like, why? We can legally sell the same space twice, basically. Why wouldn't we do that as a resort? You know, hey, we'll tell you, you could come in during these dates, and these dates are our slow times. You know, we ain't gonna open up peak season for you. Why would we do that? Why would we open up peak season for you, paying $500 a month? That's our best time of the year. You just paid $500 a month. We sell these things for $250 a night. Why would we let you stay a week or 2 weeks for $500 a month? That's what they thinking. And there's nothing you can do about it once you sign that contract. Nothing.
I'm in Cabo and I just overheard the craziest story tonight at dinner. Apparently there is this timeshare scam happening where resorts are getting people blackout drunk and then selling them a timeshare and having them pay in cash so they can't get their money back. This guy was telling his friends about how he woke up one morning. He did not even know where he was. He had no recollection of the day before at all. To this day, does not know if he was just that drunk or if he was like drugged. He signed up for a timeshare and paid $12,000 in cash. and then had to get an attorney, like a local attorney here in Mexico the next day, spent his entire vacation getting his money back. And then once he finally got it back, the people at the resort had the audacity to be like, you have one of our pens. Like, he had a resort pen that he used to sign this timeshare when he was blackout drunk, and they wanted him to go find the pen and return it.
That is crazy, man. You must be having a slow sales year if you gotta get people drunk in order to settle the timeshare. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. But they get you in there, they can lie to you. I know it was one news story I saw one time where people thought they were signing paperwork to get their free gifts because they offer you free gifts to come in there. And they were actually signing the timeshare contract. And then when they got home, that's when they got all the paperwork mailed to them. These people are messed up, man.
I went to the 90-minute timeshare meeting and got a free vacation for a 3-day, 2-night stay, and I didn't have to sign up for timeshare. Let's talk about it, because you can scam these scammers too. So first and foremost, I do want to say that timeshare is a scam in my personal opinion. I know there are people that have timeshares and they find value in it. That's great for them, but for the majority of people, it's a scam because you're basically signing up for a mortgage for vacation. Basically what it is you're signing up and you're paying a monthly fee for like 30 years. And once you sign a contract for timeshare, it is like, you cannot get out of it. There's timeshare lawyers to try to help you, but like once you're in, you're in. So don't think of it as lying, because you're not lying. You're just out scamming the scammer. So basically you need to go in with the idea in your head that you're going to interact with them. You're going to be interested in what they're pitching, because at the end of the day, they are trying to sell you something and you're trying to get a free trip. So basically, here's how it goes. It's extremely overstimulating. I will say that first. I don't normally get overstimulated, y'all, but you walk in and it's beach themed everywhere. So stuff all over the walls. The music is loud. The people are talking to you. And the thing about me is that I don't want to hear like loud music while I'm trying to talk to someone. And I feel like they do that to like try to confuse you and trip you up. Just know that you're going in to say no. No, no, no. But listen to them. So you need to go in and you need to listen to them, answer their questions like about where your dream vacations are, because it's 90 minutes and you have to get through the 90 minutes. So basically, I had the conversations with her. She couldn't get me to sign up, so they brought the other guy over. He couldn't get me to sign up, so then they brought the other guy over. Then he insulted me by saying, "Oh, can you just not afford it?" And I was like, yeah. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to, because why do I want to pay $500 a month for 30 years? And then they put you in this meeting. They bring out this character of a guy, y'all. It was very entertaining. I will say that. It was very entertaining. He was a little bit crazy, but in a good way. It was me and then 2 other couples. I'm pretty sure both couples signed up. I did not. But then after they couldn't get me to sign up, they put me in the office with the old man that you saw in the previous video. He had a cane. He could barely walk. And I felt like they were trying to guilt trip me into it. And he was basically saying that if I signed up, I could get another trip to Las Vegas for free, after I'd already told them that I don't really go to Vegas. But now, y'all, I've heard that timeshare is huge in Vegas. I'm half tempted to just like book us some flights down there with no hotels and just like go in and look like that, like the people that they want to like pick to sign up and get all the free trips. It is very high pressure, y'all. They will literally like try to get you to sign, and you just have to know that you're there to get the free trip.
Yeah, a lot of people just go in there for the free gifts. They give away gift cards and all this other stuff sometimes, and they get, you know, a cheap vacation to go and sit into these timeshares. So like, if you want to do that just for the free stuff, you can do that, but just say no. Okay, they try to send 4-5 people at you. You know, just say no. A lot of people make up excuses and why they can't do it, but all you got to do is say no. You don't owe these people no excuse. You don't have to make up no excuse. And also, a lot of these things take longer than they say. You know, they'll say 90 minutes, 2 hours or whatever, and next thing you know, you're in there half the day. Because they're going to keep you in there, all right, and keep trying to sell you on this thing. But you only obligated to the time they said you needed to stay in there. So if they said an hour and a half, set your alarm on your phone or whatever for an hour and a half, and then say, my time is up. I've done my obligation. Where is my free stuff? All right. You don't have to stay in there the whole time. If they want to keep you longer than what they said you're gonna be in there, and just say no.
I thought it was a general consensus that timeshares are a huge scam and waste of money, but clearly not. I was absolutely appalled to see this chart in a CNBC YouTube video showing that the average cost of timeshares has been going up since the COVID pandemic. As a real estate professional, I just had to make this video to educate you guys on why timeshares are such wastes of money. I've never met somebody that had a good experience with a timeshare. In fact, in this video, they cited a statistic that 85% of people regret purchasing their timeshares afterwards. I was shocked to find out that timeshares are still a billion-dollar industry, but I dug a little deeper and it makes more sense now. These companies are real slick and they changed their model. Back in the day, timeshares would give you the right to occupy a space on predetermined dates out of the year that usually couldn't be changed. Now these programs are more geared towards making you spend money on points, but it gives you flexibility on where and when you want to book. So when this point system is explained to people, it doesn't raise the same guardrails as hearing about one of those stereotypical timeshares would. But the fact is that most timeshares depreciate 90, sometimes even 100% from the moment you purchase it. Just take a look at this website. These are all timeshares that owners are selling for free because they just want to get out of these obligations. The reason most people want to get out of their timeshares is because these things have no value after you purchase it. And these things just burn a hole in your pocket because for the duration that you own the timeshare, you're still obligated to pay their yearly fees, which are usually in the thousands of dollars. The absolute biggest red flag to me about timeshares is that there are lawyers who specifically focus their entire practice is based on helping people get out of timeshares. That should tell you more than enough.
Of course people regret it. Of course they regret it. You know, the concept of it. Like a lot of these other timeshare programs now allow you to choose between different vacation spots, and because they had to open it up to that because people were like, you know, I don't want to go to the same spot to vacation every year for the next 30 to 50 years or whatever it is. So a lot of these programs now open it up so you can go to different spots, but still at the same time, I don't want to pay you a monthly fee to go on vacation once, maybe twice a year, when it's cheaper to just go on vacation the regular way. It's not saving me any money at all. I don't understand. If somebody has a timeshare and they are happy with it and it benefits them, can you tell me how? 'Cause I just don't get the concept of it. It's just, to me, my opinion, it's a complete scam. Especially when I have no control. I have no ownership over nothing. Even though I'm paying you every month. If I want to sign up for certain dates, you can just tell me no. Because, you know, we got regular customers buying that time. So, no. Like, I'm paying monthly for something that I have no control over. Make it make sense to me, because it really doesn't. It really doesn't. But let me know in the comment section. Like I said, if you bought a timeshare and you're happy with it, let me know. If you're not happy with it, let me know. If you've had a timeshare experience where you went to one of these presentations, let me know about that too, man. I really love hearing y'all side of things in the comments, man. It just, you know, makes me feel good. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all on the next video.